Josie, I've got to get to this. You have been causing a bit of a stir up on Twitter lately. I thought in honor of Women's History Month, this would be the perfect topic to talk about. Abolishing the 19th Amendment. I'm not saying I want to do that. I'm saying that you, the woman on the program, wants to scrap the 19th Amendment. So I will let you explain why so that I don't get canceled for being a bigot and a sexist.
So my position is not that women shouldn't vote. It's that the act of voting itself should not be predicated on sex. It should be predicated on skin in the game, such as property or business ownership, service, taxes, having children, that sort of thing. And it's very practical. It's kind of what our founders thought too. Our founders saw voting as a states' right. So that's why it's not included in the Bill of Rights, because it's not a negative right. It's not a natural right. It's not enshrined upon us by our God. It's a political process. But these people hold it up next to godliness, and it's not.
Yeah, you always hear the sacred right to vote, that you have to get to the polls to exercise your sacred God-given right. And I certainly agree. There's, nowhere do I recall in the Bible or from the mouth of God that voting in a democratic republic is some sort of holy process. It is a political process. Regardless of the philosophical point you're getting to, the underlying fundamental point that you're trying to make, they see this and they say, this is sexist.
I look at how the government has grown in size and scope in a larger scale than of any other cause in history. America's plummeted into a communist hellscape from the Depression to 14 recessions. FDR forcing Americans to turn in their gold. He had internment camps. They abolished the gold standard. We have $31 trillion in debt. Had Hillary Clinton won 2016 and had only women voted, she would have had 458 electoral votes. Okay, had she won, we'd have 3 additional Sotomayors on the Supreme Court instead of a Gorsuch, a Kavanaugh, and a Coney Barrett. And the Supreme Court, which I feel like is the only establishment left holding us together, would just be gone. We'd have full COVID tyranny. We'd have an abolition of states' rights. America would be absolutely dead. The 19th Amendment itself, it's an infringement on the 10th Amendment. If women wanted to vote, they could have done that under the 9th Amendment, and they did in Wyoming and I think maybe Colorado. So I just look at the facts when people get emotional.
Why do you think it is that if women couldn't vote, that things would be, that states would be more red? In other words, we would have probably a Republican supermajority. We'd have a unified government.
The founders felt like it was one family, one vote, from what I understand. And the man of the house would cast it. Men in general are more able to think logically about broad and abstract ideas and to do suitable conclusions. And women in general just don't. This is just a fact. I know women don't like to hear that. They like to think, oh, I'm a rational woman. And then they get really irrational on me explaining how they're a rational woman. Biologically, we balance men. We're emotion to their logic. We have intuition where they might not have intuition. And this is the way women and men are different, and we have our differences, and that's okay.
Yeah, complementarianism is the term that really describes that, how the women complement the men complement the women, and that's a beautiful thing. It's the way God made us. Josie Glaybeck from Timcast, great to see you again. Great to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me, Addison. See you soon.